Hello and welcome back to the Mystery Clan. We are going to do things a little bit differently. I am going to try and do a little bit more edits so that it gives me more time to think about things, and that way I don't miss so much. First of all, I want to go over a couple of things that I did miss in the last episode. Thankfully it's not that much, and we'll continue jumping in here in just a moment. So we have Peak Screech overheard Ferret Valley spreading hurtful rumors. I think that was somewhere around in here. Doesn't really matter. I'm just reading off my list here. So that gives more evidence that Ferret Valley has ulterior motives. Because remember, we were talking about Ferret Valley and how they wanted to get to know Agavestar better. But I think it really is some ulterior motives there. Sprout Pelt was spending time with Midnight River, and for story's sake, we're gonna say that Agavestar has put Sprout Pelt kind of in charge of keeping an eye on Midnight River for now, because they're still very young. They were a loner that came in, and so they just barely would have graduated their apprentice. And so they need to see if they are actually like trained well and all of that stuff. So this is how Midnight River came to us. Midnight River got washed away from their former territory in a flood that destroyed their home, but was glad to find a new home in their new clan here. They joined the clan on Moon 3 at the age of 12 moons. So this cat either did not have a mentor or their mentor is unknown. So I was wondering how they got that head injury, and that's what happened is they got washed away in a flood, so they probably whacked their head on something. And yeah, they still have head damage and a severe headache, so hopefully they make it through. Hopefully it wasn't too bad of an injury. But that is why Agavestar is having Sprout Pelt keep an eye on Midnight River. And the other thing with Midnight River is they do not like Sprout Pelt very much. They have a bit of dislike for her, and they feel a little bit of comfort, but you know, everything else is pretty empty at the moment. And then for Dazzle Leaf, they have a little bit of comfort, but nothing else. And they're pretty new, so relationships are still developing here. But yeah, I just wanted to point that stuff out. And then the Sprout Pelt. Oh, I thought that was Midnight River. Okay. Anyways, let's go back. Dazzle Leaf does seem to have a crush on Ferret Valley, so I think they are going to do like a little patrol together, and we'll get more into that later. I do think that Puddle Moss might also be planning something. So between Dazzle Leaf, Ferret Valley, and Puddle Moss, I think the three of them have very little trust in Agavestar, and because Puddle Moss was caught spreading hurtful rumors as well. So with all of that said, let's get into today's episode. Yeah, we'll save that. I always click that button to go back. So we are going to go ahead and time skip one moon. Okay, so we're going to read these events here. We have, despite the enforced nest rest and how tightly their broken bone is bound, Ferret Valley's injury is beginning to look concerning to Bearfeather, and they've begun to plan what to do if the infection progresses any further. So Ferret Valley broke their bone in the last moon, and it looks like they might be starting to get an infection, and that's not good. I don't think Bearfeather has been very successful in gathering enough herbs for the medicine den, so that can be concerning. Puddle Moss feels much better. Their soreness is gone. So Puddle Moss went out with Bearfeather to look for lungwort last moon and was unsuccessful, and that made Petalmus sore. Dazzleaf has gotten White Cough, and I believe White Cough is one of the really bad ones. So I'm a little worried for Dazzleaf, especially for what I see happening in this story. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Juniper Kit is free of fleas at last. Wonderful. Midnight River breathes a small sigh of relief. Finally, the deep throbbing in their head has subsided. So that's good. I was getting really worried about them, that maybe they hit their head a little too hard. But it looks like they're getting some relief, so hopefully Midnight River is going to recover. Poor Malik died of yellow cough, and I feel like that's due to Bearfeather not being able to find that lungwort in the previous moon. She really needed that to help Malik be cured, and they were just not able to find it anywhere. So that's worrisome, especially if anybody else gets yellow cough. Bearfeather really needs to find some. So the past moon, Malik has taken their place in Star Clan. Mystery Clan mourns their loss, and their clanmates will miss the spot they took up in their lives. Moments of their life are shared in stories around the circle of mourners as those that were closest to them take them to their final resting spot. Now see, Malik just joined and has been in the medicine den since they've been here. So relationships weren't really developed very well with Malik. I was really hoping they survived because I had plans for them too, but these cats kind of write their own stories, don't they? Health, yeah, we already read all that. So let's take a look at relationships. Alright, so I'm not going to read all of the relationship stuff. I'm just going to read the ones that kind of stick out to me. Agavestar doesn't think that Midnight River has been completely honest lately, so that explains why Agavestar has put Sproutpelt in charge of keeping an eye on Midnight River. And that's probably why Midnight River doesn't really like Sproutpelt, because they don't like being watched so closely. It looks like Agavestar, Lightningpaw, and Sproutpelt had a nice talk while eating. This also makes a lot of sense because all of them are kind of on the same page. There's a lot of trust between them. Looks like Sproutpelt had a fight with Juniper Kit. Looks like Dazzleaf growls at Juniper Kit to get out from under their paws. Maybe Dazzleaf isn't... Well, Dazzleaf isn't feeling very well right now because he or she has White Cough now. So that makes sense. Bearfeather swaps favorite prey with Sproutpelt. Pilljump and Agavestar realize they have more in common than they previously thought. So these two definitely have something going on. I wasn't planning to do like the shortcut of pairing cats together. I wanted it to all work out, but where these guys are so old, I think I am going to go ahead and pair those two because it's obvious that they have something going on, and since this is a new clan, it would make sense that they were already together, kind of a thing. Pilljump and Lightningpaw agree about something trivial. Whimsytoe thinks they can tell Lightningpaw something important. So Whimsytoe has a lot of trust in Lightningpaw. Whimsytoe always thought Dazzleaf had it all figured out, so they're surprised when Dazzleaf asks for help. So I imagine, you know, Dazzleaf is now sick with White Cough and is asking for more help, so that makes sense. And then Midnight River knows that the advice Lightningpaw gave them will be helpful. Okay, so with all of that done, let's go to our cat list. So last time, Lightningpaw, now they are gossiping, Lightningpaw had a list and was taking it to Agavestar. So Lightningpaw goes up to Agavestar and tells them their list of complaints about the cats in the clan. Dazzleleaf and Ferret Valley and Puddle Moss are all on that list for, you know, talking about stuff and getting overheard, telling rumors, and all of that. So Agavestar thanks Lightning Kit for letting them know and decides that she is going to keep a close eye on them and the rest of the clan. And they also realize that Lightning Kit would make a perfect mediator. I feel like I'm saying that weird. So Agavestar jumps on their high rock and brings the clan together for a meeting and announces that Lightningpaw is now going to apprentice to be a mediator instead of a warrior. So we are going to switch to a mediator apprentice. There we go. So Lightningpaw is very excited about this. They definitely feel much better about it. They do feel like that is the right path for them. Now we are going to go ahead and do some patrols. We only have so many cats that can patrol right now. With the importance of finding more lungwort and other herbs, we're going to do a medicine run with Bearfeather. With such few cats, we are going to just have to send Bearfeather alone today. So we're going to go on a medicine run. Bearfeather notices that the moss in the medicine den is getting old. They need to go and gather some more. Bearfeather quickly makes their way to the best moss patch they know. They spend a bit of time slicing bits off with their claws, careful not to get any roots or dirt in the pile. Once they're satisfied, they take a moment to wrap their jaws around the heap, then make their way back to camp. Some moss was gathered. So that's good, but it's not any lungwort. And then we're going to send Puddle Moss and Whimsy on a hunting patrol. Puddle Moss spies a fat rabbit on the other side of the Mole Clan border. A tempting opportunity, to be sure, but it may not be wise to hunt on a different clan's territory. So obviously they need to turn around and not do this, but I said last time that I would proceed no matter what. So here we go. Puddle Moss leaps for the rabbit and promptly trips over a rock. The rabbit hops away, and Puddle Moss sheepishly picks themselves up. It's probably for the better that they weren't able to catch the rabbit. Trespassing could easily have damaged relations with Mole Clan. So hunting was unsuccessful. So the clan will not have food to eat today. Then we are going to send Agavestar and Sprout Pelt. And Agavestar's going to have a talk with Sprout Pelt about some things that are going on. And with Dazzleleaf sick, Agavestar is definitely thinking more on promoting Sprout Pelt. So let's send them on a border patrol. But the patrol hears a cat begging for their housefolk to come back, just barely legible over the sound of a monster speeding away. Agavestar finds a kitty pet collapsed by the thunderpath, wailing for their housefolk. Agavestar comforts them, asking why they were left here. The only explanation they have is that they're sick. Perhaps they were too much of a burden. So Agavestar offers them a place and brings them back, so Jade joins the clan, and our reputation towards outsiders has improved, but it sounds like they are also sick. So we have another cat, Jade. Aw, Jade is very pretty. Who is formerly a kitty pet. They are male, young adult, only 37 moons, warrior, daring, great speaker, and steady paws. Let's see. Oh, they also have white cough. That's not good, and it's infectious. Not good at all. So let's take a look at the cats, see how they're all feeling. Agavestar is wondering if kitty pet life is really so bad, which is interesting because the clan is losing so much trust in Agavestar with wearing this collar, and you know, they did get caught by the humans and were gone for a few days, and so it has made them wonder if kitty pet life is really so bad. So that's actually really interesting. Dazzleleaf saw a kitty pet rolling around a two-legged garden, which is interesting because they are sick in the medicine den with white cough. Darn it. Bearfeather grumbles as a warrior asks for herbs for a simple bellyache. Bearfeather is probably feeling a little grumpy because they are not able to find the herbs that they need in order to do their job and help everyone feel better. Pale Jump thinks Peak Screech did a great job resolving a conflict, which is good. And let's go ahead and do this while we're here. So we want to do Lightning Kit, and I didn't pick the right cat last time. It was actually Floodkit that we were supposed to be doing this with, so we're not going to allow Romantic because they are too young, and we'll do that. So Platonic like increased, trust increased, respect increased, comfort and increased, dislike decreased, jealousy decreased. Wonderful. And then we are going to next. Peak Screech daydreams about being a warrior in Lion Clan. Interesting. So that is really interesting. Peak Screech is daydreaming about being a warrior in a completely different clan. So let's mediate. Let's see, I wanted to do, let me see. Kind of an age gap there. I don't really want to mediate any more cats right now because I have other plans. Things are very interesting and everything's kind of jumbled, so I'm going to wait on that. Lightningpaw is gossiping. Probably really excited about getting to be a mediator apprentice now and gossiping about everything that's happening in the clan and things that she's overhearing. Whimsytoe is showing off a trinket they found while exploring. Puddlemoss is playing a prank on Lightningpaw. Ferret Valley wants to compliment Whimsytoe's fighting techniques. And Sproutpelt is basking in the sun. Jade is getting used to their new home. Midnight River is being begged by Floodkit to tell them about what being a loner was like. Juniper Kit tells the best stories. And Floodkit is chasing their tail. Okay. So with the day's activities and with Dazzleleaf so sick with white cough, I had something else planned for kind of ending this day, but with Dazzleleaf sick it doesn't make sense to do that now. So I think we're just gonna have to see what happens with all of that. Looks like the current season is now leaf fall, so fall, obviously. And we're gonna go ahead and time skip another moon. So we are now at 7 moons. The infection in Ferret Valley's wound has abated, thank goodness. One day, the deputy finds Agavestar dead in the leader's den. Seems they lost a life to old age. Oh my gosh. That was completely unexpected. It's really throwing wrenches in my story plans. Poor Agavestar. I'm curious if they actually did die of old age or if somebody did something dirty. Who knows, but Agavestar is now dead. And since they never demoted Dazzleleaf, Dazzleleaf would be the next clan leader, but they also have Whitecough, so they might not make it. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Juniper Kit is scolded after sneaking out of camp again. So Juniper Kit keeps sneaking out of camp. Relationships, I'll do a quick run through, see if anything interesting happened. This one's interesting. Dazzleleaf catches themselves staring at Ferret Valley a bit too often, so there's a definite crush between Dazzleleaf and Ferret Valley. Dazzleleaf very much likes Ferret Valley, but it doesn't seem like Ferret Valley feels the same, because a few moons back, Ferret Valley was talking about mates, and Dazzleleaf was not one that they were considering. Bearfeather is prancing around in front of Whimsytoe. That's interesting. Bearfeather thinks about how Dazzleleaf is always reliable. So Dazzleleaf is proving to be reliable in Bearfeather's eyes, which is good if Dazzleleaf does make it through their sickness and becomes leader. Jade is upset after spending the day with Floodkit's bad attitude. And then Jade stayed up all night thinking of ways to impress Midnight River. So Jade already seems to have a crush on Midnight River. And I don't know how old Jade is. I think they were young, around 38 moons. And Midnight River is 16 moons, so a little bit of a gap, but not terrible. So Agavestar's died. I don't know if they, was startled to find themselves in Silver Pelt for a moment. Did they lose a life? So, do they just lose a life, or are they supposed to be in StarClan now? I don't know. Maybe? I mean, if that's the case, then they would still be leader and everything is still kind of the same. I honestly don't know. Let's do a patrol. Yeah, Agavestar's still able to do patrols, so maybe they just lost a life and they didn't really actually die. Let's send Bearfeather on another medicine run. Oh, gotta add the cat first. Go on patrol. They'd better take the opportunity to harvest while they can. Bearfeather doesn't have much time left before many herbs will leave Mystery Clan's territory with the cold of Leaf Bear. Very true. Leaf fall indicates the last of the catmint harvest, and Bearfeather works hard to bring some home before the plants wilt and lose their potency. So catmint was gathered. That's good. Let's patrol again. And we are going to send these two out together again on another hunting patrol. Boldly eyes daring Whimsytoe to say no, Puddlemoss suggests hunting by the two-legged dens. Oh, that sounds like a terrible idea. Proceed. They're interrupted by two legs wandering through the woods a couple times, but it's a successful hunt. Oh, good. Happy we proceeded. And Agavestar and Sproutpelt are going to do another border patrol. Your patrol tracks the scent of a large dog wandering along the edge of the clan's territory. The patrol tries bravely to lead the dog away from Mystery Clan borders, but with so few cats, it's impossible to cover each other's backs. Sproutpelt gets caught while running, and it's all the rest of the patrol can do to distract the dog long enough to get them to safety. So Sproutpelt got a torn pelt, but thankfully they are still alive. Alright, let's see how everybody is feeling here. I already read Agavestar. Dazzleaf feels a rush of anticipation at the prospect of a successful hunt. Well, I'm not so sure about that because they are currently sick in the medicine den. Still with that white cough. Bearfeather is feeling stressed taking care of the clan, probably because of the lack of herbs available. Palejump is giving some advice to Ferret Valley. And probably do another mediate thing here with Floodkit. There we go. And then Lightningpaw. Oh, sorry. Peaks Reach saw some kitty pets playing with colorful moss balls. Lightningpaw wonders if the warrior life would have better suited them. So, a little bit of thinking back, wondering if they made the right decision to be a mediator instead. Whimsytoe is looking forward to today. Puddlemoss is picking the burrs from their pelt. Ferret Valley is snooping around, trying to get more information gathered on Agavestar. They are still in the medicine cat den with a broken bone, but, you know, maybe they are still able to walk around a little. Let's see. Looks like we have 1 catmint, 4 daisies, 1 dandelion, 2 elderleaves, 3 goldenrod, 2 horsetail, 3 mallow, 1 marigold, 1 moss, 3 mullein, and 2 tansy. So we do have a bit of a good storage built up with the herbs, but not the stuff to take care of yellow cough. I'm not sure about white cough. I haven't learned what cures that yet. Okay, and then we had Sproutpelt is batting at their tail. Sounds like a very kitten thing to do, but they are at 57 moons. Jade is eavesdropping on Whimsytoe. Midnight River wants to explore far beyond the borders of their territory. Maybe thinking back to their old clan, wondering if anybody else survived. Juniper Kit wants to be big someday. Hopefully you will be Juniper Kit. Floodkit is asking older cats how kits are born. Oh boy. Okay, and then I think that's everything for that. So I think we're going to end there. My throat is getting very dry, so I was hoping to get more moons in to one episode, but looks like we're just able to do 2 this time. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging with me. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and consider subscribing. I am going to kind of look over everything and see where the story is going to take us next. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time. Bye-bye.